Baby, Simone was having a hard time letting that boy go, honey. I understand. But yeah, she was having a rough time letting old Mr. Michael go. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Married to Medicine, this season 8, episode 5. Finally, we got to the actual weekend where Michael is actually leaving to go to college. He's out, and that's it. And Simone, this whole episode, we saw Simone kind of like battling with that. He's the youngest one, and then I felt kind of bad for Miles because it kind of had this whole overtone of the fact that Miles went to school and didn't make it, and they kind of are like, and I don't think they're doing it purposely, like trying to make him feel bad, but it's kind of like, you fucked it up. Like you messed it up. But, and I don't know. It was weird. It was kind of awkward. I felt kind of bad for Miles. But he's not just not doing anything. He's working full time and everything like that. And that's the thing. His father said, everybody's road is not straight. Everybody's road to get to the end is not, it just doesn't go the same way. So he may actually end up being the huge success. Who knows? But in this instance, it just seemed like, like such a happy moment for Michael and just such a downer for Miles, because it just seemed like they were just kind of, saddened by the fact that he just kind of blew it. But whatever. Anyway, Toya had a little pool party, okay? And walks Lisa Nicole. Lisa Nicole and Carrie. I said, okay. So, listen, why not? If Quad could be a friend to the show and come on and get some stuff started, I guess Lisa Nicole can too. Sure enough, no, she wasn't there 5 minutes, and she talking about, this gives me flashbacks over Carrie's house when Mariah and Toya was fighting. Whatever. And then they kind of like went and made reference to it, and Toya's like, oh no, Lisa Nicole was actually run off by certain people. Talking about Heavenly and Quad, that they ran her off. Did y'all forget Lisa Nicole was just as much a part? Listen, Quad was doing some raggedy stuff to Lisa, and Lisa was doing some raggedy stuff to Quad. They were battling, honey. There were private investigators and dishing tea and pulling up tea and doxing and all. Listen, it was what it was. It was on both sides. They were fighting. They were in battle. It was what it was. She left because she couldn't stand it. She had too much dirty laundry. Her husband was a joke. He was a joke. Their relationship was reality television joke. And she should have left. Because it was embarrassing. It was more embarrassing every season, child. So it wasn't all Quad and Heavenly, just in general. And then she was jumping on social media, and it just was a mess. She should have left. And the fact that she back, it'll probably start again. But anyway, we'll see. Then Toya got to telling a story about she had a dream about having a threesome with Simone and another guy. I said, listen, are we going to start this Real Housewives of Atlanta stuff over here now? Huh? And then that doggone Simone done had her a couple of drinks, and that fool's wig done fell off in the pool. Now that's the Simone that I like. The silly Simone. Simone having a good time. Not this mean, hateful, miserable. Because that whole thing, Simone and Jackie, Simone is miserable. And Jackie is miserable. You can tell it when you see both of them. They're both miserable without each other. Now, if y'all gonna do it and move on. But I don't think they can. I don't think they're ready to move on because they're both miserable not being with each other. Child, get over it and get on and do what y'all want to do. Moving on. Jackie and Heavenly have a little sit down, and Heavenly told her, go ahead, give her a call. You know how it is. She said, I sat down with Simone. You know how Simone is. She a mean old goddamn heifer. And you got to kind of, give a little bit. Go ahead on and give her a call. Do it for me. She went ahead and she called her. And I know that took a lot for Jackie to do that, to go ahead and call up Simone. And she did. And honey, Jackie, you better than me. Simone was just as shady on that phone. Shady. But Jackie held her composure. Baby, I'd have cussed Simone's ass out on that phone. When she called her and she said, I want to spend some time with my friend. Honey, the response was completely cold. Cold, she said, you talking like you ain't my friend. And she said, well, I don't want you to get your hopes up for something and it's not. I said, no, Miss Simone, girl, now you doing the most now. You doing the most. And I said, hats off to Jackie on this one. She's like, okay, well, let's get together. We wouldn't have got together because that would have been the end of it all. Because I would have cussed Simone's ass out and would have told her, don't worry about me, sis. I won't ring your phone back. Anytime I got to sit down and question whether we friends or not, then that mean we not. And that'd have been the end of it. But that's just me. But I'm happy that Jackie, because I do like them together, but I ain't made like that. Sorry, I'm not. I am. Old mean ass Capricorn. It is what it is. I couldn't have did it. I couldn't have sat up underneath that pressure. I couldn't have. I'm petty, too. Petty. I couldn't have did it. Anila and Karen, honey, they went to see this house. And they're trying to make some decisions. Like the lady was trying to push them. The designer was trying to push them in some different directions. And he's like, I need to check it out and everything. And that's when we found out that Karen hasn't actually worked in like 11 weeks due to the COVID stuff. And he does elective surgery. So people kind of haven't been, doing elective surgery. They've been doing only what's necessary due to the pandemic. And she's just push. She told her, you acting like your mom. I said, girl, listen, let me tell you something, sis, Anila. When he gets telling you acting like your mom, you already know how you feel about your mom, girl. That you in danger, girl. You know that man don't like your mother. We just met him. And no, he don't care for your mother, girl. When he starts saying stuff like you acting like your mom, you might want to back up a little bit, sis. For you find yourself out on your ear vlogging, girl. Go sit down. And that's what he told her when he made the statement, our dream house is becoming a nightmare. That's like code for like, we need to talk. We need to talk. We need to get on the same page. Stop with the bullshit. For real. Like you putting on and carrying on and acting. Don't mess around and lose your husband, girl. What good is the house without the husband? What good is the dream house with a screwed up marriage? That don't work. I'm telling you, girl. You better slow down. Anyway, Toya and Eugene, honey. Toya was doing this whole thing where I'm sick of them too. I am sick of doing this with the Fry Guy and Grimace, honey. It's too much. This is too much. I don't want to be on this personal level with them too. I don't want to do that. I done sat through a scene with them all up in the tub and him and her and they giving all this, playing with each other's nipples. I don't want to see that with them. I don't want to see it. I don't want it. I don't want it. Now, this week, we had to look at his back. I don't want to see Eugene's back. I don't want it. I don't want none of it. I don't want that. I like Eugene, but I don't want to see none of Eugene's back. And she trying to give him this testosterone shot, and I don't want to know that Eugene needs testosterone. I don't want it. I don't want it. I'll stop it. Bravo, Andy, what is going on? I'm very uncomfortable. I'm feeling very attacked. I don't want to see Fry Guy giving Grimace a shot in the ass. I just don't want to see it. Moving on. Damon and Scott had a really good conversation. They did. They had a really good conversation. They were talking about counseling. And Damon was, divulging to Scott that, him and Heavenly used to go to counseling, but he felt very attacked whenever they were going to counseling. And so they stopped going. But, Heavenly and Damon, they got a different type of relationship than Scott and Contessa. So Heavenly and Damon, I'm sure it really wasn't that rough of a task for them to get on the same page, because she trusts him. She trusts him. Heavenly trusts Damon with her everything. So I don't think it would be such a task for them to get on the same page. I'm surprised they even were in counseling. Like, honestly, like she really does. She loves that man, and she really does trust him. I hope he always is who he is and never changes up, because the way that things go, I think he's trustworthy at this point. Long as he never changes, girl, you will be okay. But if he were to change and start acting like some other folks, honey, girl, he would do you in this thing, because you really are. You really will give it up. You'll give it on up and let it and follow him. You know what I mean? So hopefully he never changes and he just stays being the same person that he is. I think he will. That just seems like him. He just seems really, really cool. But he told him, that worked for us. But like, basically, if that's what y'all need, then you get back to it and do it. If that's what's going to work for you all, give up your marriage over nothing stupid. Get it together. So that was a good conversation. Then we see Contessa, Lord have mercy. Contessa, child, I've been watching too many Heavenly clips. Contessa. Sorry, Contessa. Sorry, girl. No, damn. Anyway, and I ain't edited it out. I done called her Countessa. Anyway, Contessa and the niece were talking, and y'all in danger, child. It sounds like she's settling for Scott and settling for what life is now, but she's not happy. She's not happy, and in turn, he's not happy. Y'all need to get that shit together. And I mean yesterday. Get it together yesterday. They are definitely not on the same page. And he had made a comment where he said that he didn't really want that medical center. He wanted what did she say? He wanted no, that was Contessa that said it. He wanted a boat. He wanted a boat. She wanted the center. And he just basically said that he gave in. I was like, no, y'all need to get on the same page. Y'all, get a smaller boat, get you a small office by yourself. That them two together in the office there, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Anyway, like I said, this whole episode, we had a lot of talk about Miles and Michael, and just kind of getting him prepared, getting him in the right headspace, because he's going to be going. And then the two of them were kind of talking, and I was laughing. The two of them, they are different. They are so totally different. So totally different. But the parents were talking about the fact that they are different and worrying about Michael being responsible. I think Michael's going to be okay. But again, they were saying that how Michael's there on scholarship and Miles wasn't. So Michael actually does have a system behind him that will keep reminding him, look, if you screw up, you're really going to be screwing up. And they're going to push him to do right. Miles didn't have that. And Miles probably really is the one that really needed that, because he he didn't divulge things to Simone. He hid things from his mom until he was so far gone, till it was like all screwed up. So, but I think he's going to be okay. I think they're both going to be okay. I really do. But I felt bad for Miles in this episode. Just walking around seeming like you were like the disappointment. And I don't think, again, I said it earlier, I don't think they were trying to make him feel that way, but it was really coming across that way. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I felt bad for him. Speaking of the children, Dr. Heavenly took Damon Jr. into the office with her. He's doing his internship there with her. Child, that poor thing. Now I feel bad for him. Child, his whole internship seems like it's going to consist of, you see that? Yeah, Daddy, you see that? You see it? Don't touch it. No, don't touch it. I said, I was like, child, I don't know about this internship with your mother, Eddie. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. But anyway, that was basically it, child. We went on up and dropped him off and kept it on pushing, Eddie. And Simone, she was just sad. I said, now get your ass down there and fix things with your Jackie, because your best friend is gone now. Michael ain't going to be there to be your best friend no more. So you're going to need to go fix things with Jackie and cut that bull crap out. All that old mean shit. Anyway, I will see you guys next week. This episode really, it didn't have a whole bunch to it, but the things that were there were very meaningful things and things that were good to see. They were really family oriented things. So it was good. It was a good episode. Good episode. Yeah, and Carrie and Lisa.